What's up, guitar peeps? Yo, thanks to Jimmy and Nick over at Offbeat Music in Lake Zurich today. Hooked me up with this awesome shirt here. I paid him for it to support local music stores. Of course, they gave me a deal, and what it says is, break your chains, ride the winds of change, build a better world from yesterday's ashes. So let's do this. If you're stuck in a rut about roots, if you're stuck in a rut about roots, then hang in, because we're going to cover everything you know so your roots can be firmly planted and your music can sprout like a tree. 7 right there. What's up, guitar people? Welcome back to today's lesson. Thanks for joining me. If you hear any heavy breathing, it's my dog Fred down there. It's raining outside, so he's really scared, and he just wants to be by me. So, without further ado, if you're stuck in a rut about roots, let's get to the cosmic center of this thing. Okay, I was out walking Fred actually the other night. I said, Universe, what kind of lesson can I give to my guitar peeps? I just looked up and I saw the belt of Orion, which looked like 3 dots right along 3 strings, just like the guitar tablature of an A chord, if you know what an A chord looks like. And then there's a belt of Orion, and there was another star here, another star here, and I'm like, those kind of look like roots, right? So if this is an A, and then there's an A there, and there's an A there, right? So then I'm like, okay, universe, I get it. And what you want me to do is, somebody out there needs a little bit of direction on roots. So if you're stuck in a rut about roots, let's get to the center of this cosmic story, and let's plant your roots so that your musical trees can grow strong and tall. Okay, so getting down to it, what is a root? Root is the note that defines the key of the chord. Okay? And it's not only in chords, because there's also scales. And so in scales, it's also the note that defines the scale. And in a scale, it's like the center of the scale, right? And in the chord, it's like the center of the chord. Now, when you're talking about chords, okay, there are inversions. And so if you're talking about an inverted chord, that's when the root chord is not, or the root note is not the lowest note or the bass note in the chord. So in order to learn what the root is, let's learn what the root is not, right? So the root is not the bass note when the chord is inverted. And I know that might be advanced for most of you, but if you understand what it's not, you're going to understand what it is. And what it is pretty simple. It's just the root note of the chord. Okay? It defines the sound of the chord. So if we're talking about an A chord, whether that's an A chord, an A major chord, or an A minor chord, A is the root of the chord. And right now, for all basic simplicity's sakes, the root note is the lowest sounding bass note of the chord. So, example, an A chord, the A is the lowest note in the chord, so therefore, in this chord, it's the root of the chord. Let's take like a G power chord, right? G is the lowest note, therefore G is the root of the chord. So, now that you know the root of the chord, you can play scales. And then within scales, there are roots. There's also kind of like roots in songs too. So if you put together a chord progression, you want to hang out in the root. And you could either hang out in the root of the key of the song, or you could actually hang out in the root of the key of the chord that is being played at the moment, right? So I'll talk about that in a little bit. When you're soloing, the root of the scale is like the home base. It's like the center of the cosmic universe when you're soloing. So if you're improvising and you're maybe, scared, like, oh my God, I don't know where I am, where do I go? Go to the root note. And then you have a couple root notes. You have the root note of whatever key the song is in, and you also have the root note of whatever chord is being played at the time. So if you have a chord progression going on, let's say in the key of A, you could solo in A, right? And you could solo maybe in A major, pentatonic, A minor pentatonic, depending on what's going on. And then solo in the key of the song. But then, let's say you go to something like, you're in the key of A and you go to an E, E7. When you're in an E7, then you can actually do something in the key of E and center around the root note of E and play a scale in like E pentatonic over E7, right? So let's get into it. I know you don't want to hear me blabbing away. It's Saturday night. I hope I get it posted on Saturday. I might not. It might come out on Sunday. And then it's Sunday. Who wants to watch a long guitar video on Sunday? So I'm just going to demo out a couple examples right here and then how to go around them. Let's talk about, I just stay in the key of A right now. Alright, so if we're in the key of A, let's just take some simple chord progression like A, D, E, and then I'm going to do some soloing over that, and I'm going to show you how I can hang around on the root of A, which is the root of the key that I'm in of the song, or I'm going to show you how when I hit the chords like A, D, E, I can play in the A, the D, the E scales, focusing on those roots. So it really opens up the world to you. Same scale shapes that you're playing, but depending on what key or what chord you're on, if you understand roots, you can change it up and really diversify your sound a lot with the same exact knowledge you already possess. That's what this is all about. Possessing knowledge. I'm just going to do an A, a D, an E, and then I'm going to do some soloing around it. Okay, so right there I was just soloing around the root of A, and I was playing A and D and E chords, right? Which is the 1, 4, 5 chords in the key of A, which is my lowest chord, right? And I soloed in A pentatonic, minor pentatonic specifically, and focused around the note of A, which was a root. And you saw I kept that as my center. I just kept going back to A, da 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 da, A, da da da, A, right? And so that's what the root's all about. It's your home. It's your cosmic center of that story. Now I'm gonna play the same loop that I just recorded again, but I'm gonna try to focus on the actual chords key over the chord. So while this isn't always the thing that you want to do all the time, like every chord change keys, because it could just get ridiculous and sounds a little, like you're all over the place. It's kind of cool during some specific parts, specifically over like the 5, dominant chord, or the 5/4 chord, right? Some of that. So you want to hit it up like as you're going here and there, subtle touches, not all the time changing keys depending. Now, if it's like a blues thing, like a 12 blues, and you're in A, and then you're in D, and then you're in A, and you're hanging out for some time in those areas, in those chords, then maybe go, right? And then maybe other times don't. You're going to see, it feels a little bit different. So here we go. A, B, E, A, B, E, focusing around, get back at the main root. Okay. I hope you see how that kind of worked. So you can go over things and move with them, but if you're doing it all the time, it's going to be a little schizophrenic. So you really want to do it with a subtle touch and imagination. And don't pull out all your tricks right at the beginning. And then don't spill them all once you let them out. Keep them tight. Here and there. Okay? So that's it. If you're stuck in a rut about roots, I hope you just got out. I hope that your roots are going to plant deep and your tree is going to grow big and strong. Okay? And remember, break your chains. Ride the winds of change. Build a better world from yesterday's ashes. Peace, love. Subscribe, smash the notification bell to pieces. Go to Insta, like me. Or, like this. Or, all that awesome jazz. I don't really play jazz. I like rock more. Have yourself a good weekend. Let's do this again real soon. And I'll catch you later. Peace!